FR fam, it's Tasha Rivers, aka Chef Flowing Rivers, and welcome to Flowing in the Kitchen. Today, we are going to be making some sauteed asparagus with some shrimp, something super simple. So come cook with me, y'all, and sip whatever you like, because I'm sipping on some latte today. Hey! So I'm going to start with chopping my garlic up, okay? This is, like I said, it's a really simple dish, quick, easy, no carbs. I mean, if you want to add some rice, potato, whatever like that, go ahead and have fun. Chop this in chunks. I don't want it to be super fine. We're going to use them in two different ways. We're going to use some with our asparagus and then some with the shrimp. And you can chop them fine if you like them. You can chop them coarse. I'm going to do a coarse chop. And this is about 7 garlic cloves. And that's that. I'm going to set this aside and start peeling my shrimp. Now, when I peel my shrimp, I like to keep my tails on. Now, it's up to you. I like to keep tails on, not for every dish, but for this, I'll keep the tails on because it just makes it look pretty. Also, the shell also give it extra flavor. So when I peel my shells off of mostly all my seafood, and these were already deveined. So if you're getting shrimp that's not deveined, make sure that you devein them, okay? Get that little black line. You take a knife on the back end of the shrimp and you just glide it slightly. And you get that little split and you'll see the little black vein. That's everything that the shrimp ate and digested. You don't want that, okay? So you just pull it out and discard it. For your shells, peel them off and bag them, freezer bag, and save them for later, okay? I got like 7 shrimp. This is only like for 1 person, 2 people. For a family, you make more. So I just take this piece here and I just go around, circle the shrimp around to keep that tail on. And just keep breaking right there like that and peel the rest off, okay? You still got your exposed strip, the one that you want to eat, and the shell that you want to discard. You can totally take the whole thing off. If you want to take the whole thing off, I still like to make sure I peel it nice and go all the way down. I'll do this one because I like to get all my shrimp out and like use my nail or something and break that piece open, loosen it up, and then just pull from this very tip and pull the shrimp out. And you still get most of your shrimp like that. See, still got your shrimp. When you be careful with taking the tail off, that's shrimp. And you can eat the whole entire thing. Some people don't want to don't care if it's pretty. Some people don't care if it's pretty. So, you know, when I cook it, that little piece of tail is on and I sit it on a plate a certain way so it looks good. But you don't have to do that, like I said, because you can pull off your tail nice and easily and still have your little tail, but no shell. And rinse your shrimp off, season it up, go over to the sink and just give these a good little rinse. Okay, now that we have these rinsed, we're going to just season them up and salt, pepper, garlic. I'm going to add a little heat to mine, so I'm going to do like a chipotle spice. So we have our shrimp, and then we're going to add to our shrimp the kosher salt, the cracked black pepper, some granulated garlic, smoky paprika chipotle, curry powder, and some fresh parsley, just a few sprigs of fresh parsley. And that's it for the shrimp. Very simple. Season it with a few pinches of salt, some cracked pepper, granulated garlic, our chipotle mix, and a little bit of curry powder, and then a few sprigs of fresh parsley. So next, I'm just going to drizzle it with some olive oil just to saturate it, and it also mixes up the seasonings well on the shrimp, and I'm going to mix that up. And once you mix it up, you will see that all your seasonings will be evenly distributed through the shrimp. nicely flavored seasoned shrimp. So to the pan, I'm just adding about 3 tablespoons of butter and a little bit of olive oil that's going to prevent the butter from burning. Adding my shrimp to the pan, distributing them evenly throughout the pan. And while it's in here, I'm going to add a little bit of lemon zest, something I did not add before, but I definitely need some lemon. I'm going to add some lemon juice. So I'm going to cut a lemon in half, like so. Squeezing some lemon juice over these babies, just like so. Let these cook on the one side for maybe 3 minutes, 2-3 minutes on medium heat, on a medium high heat, should I say. You want it to get nice and brown on that one, on each side. In the meantime, for that 3 minutes, it should take me to cut my asparagus and start my boiling water for my asparagus. Now we're going to boil some water into this 3-quart saucepan and nicely salt this water to help with the seasoning of the asparagus. So while that boils, I'm going to finish up my iced latte. So with my asparagus, just going to cut the tips off, just like on an angle, like a little angle cut, cutting about 2 inches or something off. This part can get really stringy and it just never cooked properly to me. You don't have to do one by one, of course, but I wanted to show you guys that that's what I'm doing. I'm cutting off just the very ends of the asparagus, okay? Get them even, cut my ends on. Just like that. And then you have your asparagus ready and waiting for the boil. Because I like different textures, don't have to do this, but it's just for flavors. You can add some sun-dried tomatoes. You can even keep them just like this, or you can cut them in pieces. Cut mine in a couple pieces. And when I saute my asparagus, I'm also going to saute a few pieces of sun-dried tomato in there. We can finish up the shrimp. That's there. I'm going to add my garlic. I don't add my garlic immediately because garlic tends to burn, if anyone knows that. So I'm adding my fresh garlic. Just put it on top. When I flip my shrimp, the garlic will flip with it. Letting these get nice and brown and halfway through and flipping it. Shrimp is done. I'm adding my shrimp right to my plate. Now that we have a rolling, boiling pot of water, salted water, remember, we're going to carefully add our asparagus in. Make sure all of them are well immersed. And this should take 2 to 3 minutes. You don't want them cooking until they smushy. You still want a nice bite. When I cook them, I'm actually cooking these 2 times. The boil, just to get it nice and ready for this fry or saute that I'm doing. When it's boiling, it's going to be hot. And once it's hot, it's still cooking. We want to stop the cooking process once we remove the asparagus, right? So next to this pot, I have a bowl that I'm adding ice, giving our asparagus an ice bath. It's going to stop the cooking process. Yeah, it's going to make them cold, but guess what? We're going to be putting them back into heat. All right, 2 minutes later, I'm taking them out right into my ice bath. You will see that it's a little more pliable, not much, but a little bit. It still has a nice bite. That's good. That's a good asparagus. And I didn't even do anything to it. So, you can eat these just like this. But of course, me, I gotta add a little pizzazz to them. I'm gonna remove my water to the same pan. I'm gonna add butter and olive oil and garlic. Let's remove this water. Draining the ice bath asparagus right into my strainer here. And I'm going to let them sit while I add my butter, olive oil, and garlic to the pan. Now, adding butter is actually optional. You don't have to add butter. You actually just add olive oil, especially since you already have it in your shrimp. But I love buttery, garlicky shrimp. So my kids would kill me if I didn't put butter in my asparagus. I'm okay without the butter, but everyone else isn't. I'm sorry, I forgot. I'm also adding some sun-dried tomatoes for some extra flavor and a little balance. Now, let those brown just a little, and I'm adding my asparagus, and I'm adding them swiftly because they don't have to already cooked. I just want to saute them. Add them right to the pan, avoiding the ice. I'm adding a tad bit more salt, but I'm adding a pink, it's okay for that little piece of ice. I'm adding pink Himalayan salt. It's a little less sodium in that pink Himalayan salt. Matter of fact, I'm going to add the ice. That'll actually cool down my heat from my fire too. Give me a little liquid in there. So I'm adding the ice in there, okay? Cool down my pan. Adding a little bit of pink Himalayan salt and a little bit of cracked black pepper. And even though I have garlic, I'm adding just a tad bit of granulated garlic. And that is it for the flavors, y'all. You're just gonna let these asparagus catch up the flavors of your garlic. Get your sun-dried tomatoes, wake them up some. And these are basically just sauteing, like I said, and getting the flavors that you added. The ice gave it a little liquid. Turn up your fire just on medium. I like them to get a little charness to them. So I try to have my fire kind of high when I get them in there. I like these pieces to get a little char. Make sure your garlic don't burn though. And guess what? We are done. Let's plate our asparagus with our shrimp, and we have a nice brunch. Adding my asparagus and sun-dried tomatoes to my plate. Oh, look at that char. For garnishing, I'm just going to do a little lemon slice. A little slit there. Take out my seeds. Believe it or not, I like to eat the lemon. I'm going to just garnish it at the top and take me some fresh parsley. Just put it on top, and that dish is done. So our dish is complete. The super simple dish. Brunch, for dinner, whatever you want. I mean, it's just sauteed shrimp and asparagus. Take a bite. These shrimp are plump, flavorful. I love my garlic. I'm tasting some lemon. They're good. Little slight bit of heat. Look at that. My asparagus still have a nice crunch to them, a nice bite. I get that with some of my sun-dried tomato. That's so perfect for me. I don't know about you. I don't need no starch with this. It's a perfect balance. So try this recipe. Thanks for cooking with me. Love, laugh, eat, repeat.